Hello guys, welcome back to the Lumley trading video. In this one we are going to be doing some in-depth stock analysis, technical analysis over on HLBZ. So to get straight into it, we're currently sitting around 12 cents. We're up about 8% on the day, so a bit under a cent. But really this kind of stock, we kind of want to do some analysis on this because there'll be kind of two sorts of people probably looking at this stock, either bag holders or people expecting some sort of a run and kind of looking to see if they can buy near that 52-week low and just hold in for the run. So if you're bag holding, probably, if it was something I was bag holding, probably not something I'd be selling at the lows. The reason for that is it is still a volatile stock. If you are getting, if your average is, say 20 cents, there is a chance you can get quite close, even if it's like the 15 cents, because in the sense of, 3 cents when a stock's only 12 cents, that is a big difference. And you could probably wait until that 15 cents and kind of just cut out somewhere like that, or maybe even the 20, if you got a bit more of a risk appetite. So if it's that kind of bag holding from those kind of levels, it could just make sense to kind of wait for a bit of a bounce. But is it kind of a good idea to be buying these lows in anticipation of a bounce? So yes, there is definitely some opportunity there. Again, there is definitely chance for a bounce. But if that is your sole reason of buying it, just because it's low, it's a volatile stock, there is a chance for a bounce. Buying outright shares, again, just going to be a very risky trade plan to kind of trade it like that. If that was something I was looking to do, it would normally be something I do through the option chain, but obviously HLBZ has no option. So as soon as I see that, personally not something I would ever be interested in myself. So kind of how would I be looking at HLBZ as a stock for myself, and how would I be looking to trade it? What are those key levels? So really for HLBZ, I'm not looking to touch this stock until 29 cents. 29 cents is that first deviation over on the 6 month. First time we come into this level, again, all I'm expecting is a relatively large pullback, and that's why I wait and kind of patient until we come in to these levels, because the first time we come into it, expect a pullback and even have a relatively tight stop on it. Now I will be using less size on it. Reason for that is, again, there is no option chain. When I'm trading these kind of moves, I always prefer to do it through the option chain for two reasons. Firstly, if the premiums are cheap, I can just buy outright puts, and again, my position is leveraged while still having a defined loss. Or I can go through credit or debit spreads, again, still defining that risk. You can usually get a good one-to-one risk to reward, and especially on stocks like GameStop, AMC, where they get these big pumps. Placing those kind of trades, I know, in a week or a month's time, it's going to be below where it currently is. A one-to-one risk to reward on that, I'm happy to take. So that's usually the two key ways I trade, and that's why HLBZ is probably not something I'll touch all that much, because, yes, the only way I would trade it is as a day trade, but I imagine by the time it's coming into kind of that 28, 29 cents, it's just going to be a very hard to borrow stock, and it will just be probably unlikely that I can even get shares available to short, especially considering I don't use day trading platforms really anymore. I'm using Thinkorswim or Interactive Brokers. They don't really have the best short locates, and because I'm not trading small caps, I don't need that anymore. But if we did break that, again, the next resistance would be 42. Now, the way I would kind of be using these two levels, and I think these are the key ones for now, because don't forget, that's still about 400% move from where we are now to even get to that level. So yes, we do have levels going higher, but likelihood of hitting them anytime soon, probably not all that high. So the way I'd be looking at this, if I was holding this stock long, my absolute kind of final target would be the 29 cents. And the reason for that is it wouldn't be unlikely if we did kind of get a squeeze or anything to that kind of level, just kind of hit that pullback like we saw before, kind of hit that level, instantly pull back, and basically back down to those 52-week lows once again. So that's why it kind of be my final target coming into here. But the only way I'd be looking at this stock as a long bias trade is, if we can break that 29 cents, break above it, come back to test as a support, and it can hold. Again, then maybe potentially looking to trade the trend to around 42 cents. But again, there's no options to hedge this. These are very volatile stocks. I'm not going to be swinging something like this. I don't like volatile stocks that I can't hedge risk on, holding them overnight. I think it's just, you can't be risk managed, because you really don't know how much you're going to lose unless you're just putting, say, $1,000 into the trade, and you're happy or kind of willing to lose that whole $1,000. Apart from that, I just think these stocks are going to be very difficult to trade on a non-day trading basis. So maybe as a, try and get that as a bounce and a potential trend as a day trade, could be looking at it. But really, Again, to me, HLBZ, it's just, there's not much opportunity there, and the opportunity that is there, there is probably a better opportunity elsewhere. So, I mean, these are the key levels I'm paying attention to on HLBZ from the resistance perspective. Again, probably not something I'm going to touch myself. From a support side, we have no deviation, so really it would be basically where we hit the 11 cent psychological level. If we break that, maybe a bit of a crack and a breakdown. But really, it's just key psychological levels. 10 cents, 5 cents is all I'd really be paying attention to. But again, this took to the downside. Not something I'm even personally paying attention to. Probably won't even trade it again, even if it comes to the 30 cents. Those are levels that I would be paying attention to. But again, probably not something I'm going to touch myself. I think just, yeah, the risk to reward is not there. There'll be better opportunities elsewhere. So anyway, that is my breakdown though on HLBZ. If you did enjoy the video, why not drop a like and subscribe and check out this analysis video.